Hey there, everybody. This is Brian Gormley again, coming at you with another episode of Where in Greater DC. We are at a very historic location, as you can see. I will give you, based on what's behind me, the fact that it is a church. The tricky thing is going to be figuring out where we are. So it is Christ Church, as you can sort of see. There's a big, tall steeple in the background, and we'll do a panorama here in a minute. But the same rules apply. Guess where we are. Email your guesses to support@cornerstonepropertieshomeinfo.com. Be the first one to get it right, and you'll get a free gift certificate to something or other, whatever we have going on this week. And just be the first one to email us, and we'll be good to go. So, substantively, let's talk a little bit about loan modifications. So many people want these things. And it's a real shame because the reality is, based on the statistics that I've seen, something like 90% of loan modification applications are denied. And that's for a variety of reasons, primarily because, missing documentation, but that's at least the nominal reason that they give. But the reality is, it's very difficult to fall into a window where a loan mod is going to get approved. Remember, what the bank is doing when they're evaluating these is assessing how much money they're going to lose. Is it going to be more favorable to them and the investor to just foreclose, or is it going to be more favorable to them, given that there are substantial redefault rates, to do a loan mod? In other words, if people redefault, the high recidivism rate is something above 50% now. So 6 months from now, if there's a 1 in 2 chance that the loan mod that they approve is simply going to be back in default status, why are they going to approve a loan mod just to get a few payments? Maybe they don't even get a few payments, they just postpone the foreclosure, and the net present value, of course, is going to go down in that intervening time. The property condition will deteriorate, et cetera, and then they've got to do the same thing that they are doing right now. So in summary, that's kind of what you're looking at from a processing standpoint of why the lenders are so loath or reticent to give these out. Now, they will give out a lot of temporary mods, but there's something like 10 to 30% of temporary mods get final permanent loan mod approval. I mean, isn't that crazy? 70%, at least, up to maybe 90% of temporary loan mods don't ever receive a permanent modification. So that's pretty pathetic. And unfortunately, that's the reality in which we live. There haven't really been enough incentives through HAMP or otherwise to approve these loan mods. And it's just, unfortunately, it's not a viable strategy for most people. Generally, from the number standpoint, just so folks know, the HAMP modification process is you take 31% of your gross monthly income, whatever that may be, then modify the loan accordingly by reducing the interest rate all the way down to 2% at a floor. If that doesn't get them to that 31% threshold, then you're going to extend the term up to 40 years. And then after that, they would do a principal forbearance, not a principal forgiveness, a principal forbearance where you just aren't charged interest on a certain amount of the loan. And then hopefully it gets you to where you need to be. If it passes that test, and the lender, after doing that calculation, figures out that they lose less money with that modification, then they'll go ahead and modify and get you on to hopefully a permanent modification 90 days later if you pass the test, on a subsequent review. A couple things to watch out for. If you're not in default, you're not going to get a loan mod, not through HAMP at least, and realistically not at all. If it's an investor property, realistically, again, not going to get a loan mod. They were doing these before, but the reality is it's just not really happening. So it's really got to be your primary residence to qualify for HAMP. Loan made before 2009. You got to be in default. You've got to have a hardship. You got to have some sort of reason why you can't pay. If there's no reason, they're certainly not going to voluntarily agree to accept a loss on the loan. So, anyway, hopefully this was helpful. There's a lot more to it, but that's generally the gist that we give folks. There is a online calculator. I believe it's through HAMP. You can go hampadmin.com. It's the HAMP website. But I believe it's checkmynpv. That's the .com. That's the site that you can check to run through your numbers and qualify your clients. Or if you yourself are a homeowner, check the status and see if the likelihood of you getting approved through a loan modification process is really viable. By all means, give our office a call or shoot us an email. We can sort of walk you through the process as well. And don't forget to take a guess. This is going to be a fun one. I think it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. I've been getting so many guesses lately. We got to make this a little bit more of a challenge for folks. But email you guys to support at Cornerstone Properties, homeinfo.com. Check us out on Facebook or Twitter or, of course, YouTube, where you're probably looking at this video, or our blog, capitalshortsale.com. Okay, enjoyed talking, and hope to see you guys soon.